Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Media. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM, and today we're going to look at the difference in speed between an SSD drive and a regular hard drive. So let's begin. What we're going to do is I have a series of 180 pictures which I have taken with my Nikon D5200 camera, and we are going to put my logo on those pictures. So we are talking about 180 pictures. First, I'm going to see how long it takes to process that on a hard drive, and next we're going to see how long it's going to take to process the same number of pictures which are stored on an SSD drive. So let us begin. Minimize the camera for a second, and I am going to bring up my Adobe Photoshop. And since all the programs are loaded onto the SSD drive, you can see how quickly the Photoshop loads up. Previously, it used to take several minutes for the Photoshop to load up. Now I'm going to use a script function, which is a script, an image processor, which I have already written to put my emblem onto the pictures, which I'm going to show you later on. So let us select the folder from the hard drive, which is the D drive here. Let me see if I can find my D drive. Okay, this is my D drive, and I have just created it. It's called okay, let's minimize some of these video files. And okay, here is the SOS test 16 hard drive. So I'm going to load these pictures onto the hard drive to process, and I'm going to tell them to save it to the same place, and basically it's going to put my NNN media emblem on the pictures. So let me show you how the pictures look so that you can see. Okay, I'm going to start running this program, and it's going to do its work in the background. And let's go to our folder here and look up where our drive D is. I'm sorry, I forgot to start my stopwatch. Okay, here I have started my stopwatch. As you can see, I have started my stopwatch, and I'll tell you how many minutes it has taken to process. In the background, it is processing the pictures. As you can see, it is moving along, and let's go and see how the progress is coming along. So here is the SSD hard drive, and here are the pictures, and this is the tiny emblem that it's putting. And I have 184 pictures here, and we'll see how long it's going to take to put these emblems onto the picture. Well, in the background it is putting the emblems, so I'm just trying to show you what the emblem looks like. This is the emblem I'm talking about. So let's take off this, and we can see the progress here. As you can see, it has come up to here, and it has to go through the rest of the cycle. What I'm going to do is I am going to just continue with the processing here, and I'll come back when we have reached the final point, and I'll tell you how many seconds it has taken while processing on the hard drive, and we are going to see how long it takes on an SSD drive, which is supposed to be at least 4 times faster than the hard drive in terms of random reading and random writing. This is the most intense test to see how a hard drive performs compared to an SSD drive. Well, it took approximately 5 minutes to complete about 70 images. Well, actually, it took 7 minutes and 30 seconds for 100 images to have the logo imprinted on them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am back again, and we have processed 180 items so far, and it has taken 13 minutes and 40 seconds. And let's see, we have 182 images, which took 13 minutes and 45 seconds. Alright, so what we'll do is we will start this process again, but this time we are going to work on the same set of images, but instead of from D drive, we're going to go to drive C, which is our SSD drive, and there we're going to look at the SOS test, and we're going to go to the photos here, and then we're going to start the process here, and we're going to run through the same sequence here, and we're going to put this NNN media emblem onto the stuff. Before I start, let me reset this clock. I'm going to start the run button here. So this is coming from run C, and see how quickly this one does, and we'll do the same thing. This is our PC. We're going to go to drive C, documents, SSO test, and SOS photos, and here it is putting the emblems. As you can see, this is moving a little faster than when it was working on the images on the hard drive. Well, here we are getting close to 100 photos, 98, 99, 100, and it has taken approximately 7 minutes on the SSD drive. I'm really surprised. I thought the speed would be much faster, but contrary to what the benchmarks show, in real life, random read and write are not much different in my tests. When an SSD drive is compared to a 7200 RPM. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am back again. Now we are up to 180 items on the SSD drive, and let's see. I think we got a couple of more photos to go, and we'll see how much time it has taken. Okay, we got 183 photos processed. The time is approximately 13 minutes and 30 seconds on the SSD drive. So in conclusion, I will have to tell you, when it comes to random access read and write, 180 photos, and these are actually 24 megapixel, 10 megabyte photos. So they are not like small items, tiny items. So on the hard drive, it took approximately 13 minutes and 45 seconds, and on the SSD drive it took approximately 13 minutes and 30 seconds. So the difference is very minimal. But nonetheless, earlier today I had processed the same images as a video rendering. The video rendering took almost half the time as it usually takes when you use a hard drive. So in conclusion, I think the SSD drive is great for loading programs, especially Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Premiere, and they are also excellent for reducing the time it requires to render the videos. But as far as random access and write, such as putting logos on photos, the time difference was very, very nominal. That is in my particular actual case. You are watching NNN Media. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will be back next time with actual video rendering times in terms of running the files on an SSD drive compared to a regular hard drive. Thank you.